That works. Okay. Now I'm in, and I see Ben's picture. And
See, now I hear you.
okay, there you are.
See,
Oh,
now I hear you. The video should be coming up. I don't know what you were doing beforehand, but yeah, it seems that it just started working.
okay. Well, what I did, I relogged on and it started all over again. So anyway, let's talk about what's going on here. In this hour, you're going to hear about the amazing Logbar ring. One gesture is all you need is their slogan, and evidently it's pretty much true. With the Logbar ring, you can control just about anything in your home, office, or personal life. You'll hear how one ring really does rule them all. Joining us is Takuro Yoshida. Taku is Logbar's CEO and founder. Taku, welcome into Computer America. How are you, sir?
Hi, I'm great. How are
Hi.
you?
We're doing fine.
Glad you
Uh,
could join us.
yeah, very glad you can join us. I watched the video, and this is really quite amazing. And I encourage all of our listeners to go to the Logbar website and check it out for yourself. The website is www.logbar.jp, and because I guess it's based in Japan. But why don't you tell us a little about what the first of all, where'd you get the word Logbar from? Where'd you get the name for the company?
Okay, so I used to run a bar in Japan, so and yeah, so that's why that name comes from.
Okay, so you used to run the bar, and now you call Logbar. All right.
Yeah.
So and you decided to call the ring the Logbar ring, and tell us a little bit about the ring. How did you, why did you decide to come up with a product like this?
Okay, so Ring is a wearable device that you can control almost everything, like such as you can turn on the TV or turn off the light by just sharing your first finger. So it's kind of like people say it's kind of like a Harry. You can be like Harry Potter. You know, you can use the magic with the finger, and yeah, that's a ring. Yeah, and the why I came up with this idea is that actually like I try to find the smallest device. I try to make the smallest device, and I made a couple of devices in Japan, and that is kind of not small, but it's not small enough. But while I doing this, I figured out that I can make a ring. So I try to make the smallest wearable device, which you can use almost every day. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So um, tell us exactly what the ring is and what is it? Just how does it work? You don't wear this on your fourth finger. You actually wear this on your index finger, correct?
Yes. Correct.
Okay. Why did you want to do it that way?
Okay. So there's a touch sensor in the side of the ring. So when you start the gesture, you touch touch sensor with your thumb,
Uh-huh.
and so that it is it is good for your wearing index finger so that you can touch very easily.
Okay. So you touch it, it's easy. So now you've touched it, and then how do you activate it? What do you do?
Okay, so if you want to, for example, like turn on the TV, at first you touch the touch sensor with the thumb, and then you do the gesture, and then you release the touch sensor, so that it counts one gesture.
Okay.
So that yeah. Then the ring analyze your gesture data using the motion sensors, and then we send the data to your iPhone or Android, so that an iPhone and Android can send other data to the other devices. So that is kind of how the thing works.
Now, I have to be honest with you. My fingers, people have often called them sausage-like or very, very fat. What yeah, what size is this ring? Because most rings don't fit me, and sometimes people won't be able to fit ring. Like, is this ring going to be comfortable for a lot of people?
Yes, actually, like, we have right now we have three sites, and we checked a lot of American guy, and then I think the biggest ring is fine for them. And then even though you're kind of like a very fat ring, you can use it because you don't have to wear all the way to the finger, like just like something like just tip of your finger is fine
Hmm.
when you wear the ring. So
Okay, so you don't have to put it on on the bottom part of your finger. You just even if it's anywhere on on the finger, you're okay as long as you can reach it with your thumb.
yeah, that's right.
Okay. So now, how do you interface the ring with to the rest of the world? Is it Wi-Fi? I mean, what's the connection? How do you make the connections?
Okay, so we use Bluetooth, low energy, so
Huh?
BLE. Yes, and we send the BLE. We send the data through the BLE to the iPhone or Android. Yes.
All right. So so it's Bluetooth now,
Yes.
and I assume it has a battery in there as well.
Yes, we have a battery, and yes, it lasts about like 3 or 4 days with just with a single charge.
Okay, that's very good. Okay. So if you're at the website, you can see it. It's a really cool looking ring, and the base is standing as a charger for it, also looking very modern, very elegant looking ring, and you can see all the different videos about what you can do with it. What are some of the things that you can do with the ring? Is it pretty much connected to anything that has an internet connection? How do you control things?
Yes, if you have internet connection with your smartphone, you you can control almost everything. Like uh, for example, people use the ring for Twitter. For example, if you go to the Starbucks and then you want to say I'm checked in the Starbucks, you just need to do the one gesture, so that we send the GPS data to the internet. So you don't have to always pick up your iPhone or Android to check in or send a picture. So yeah, this is kind of very common case that people are using right now. And also like you can there's a lot of people using the ring uh, for the selfie. For example, if you put your iPhone on the very far away from you, and then you just tap your ring so that you can take a picture. Because there's got many people using that.
Uh-huh.
And also like we are making other services that connecting with like Uber. For example, like if you do the gesture, you can call it Uber or taxi or
Sure.
cab.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now,
That's actually very cool because the selfie is a really nice feature. Is this ring actually controlling your phone, or are all of these different use cases built into the app for the ring?
Yes, actually, like we have an application. It's called a Ring app, and we add a lot of action to that application. For example, like if you go to that application, and then you can choose which action you want to add. For example, Twitter or Uber or on the TV or maybe Hue Light. So yes, so it's kind of the iPhone and Android. It can be a hub all the time. So we send the data to the iOS device at first, and then from there, that smartphone send other data to the other devices. So
okay. So now, do I need some sort of a base unit, um, a base unit that a controller unit that is in the room that's controlling the different things that are in the room?
uh, yes, actually, if we have smart devices which has a Bluetooth or Wi-Fi connection, you don't need to have any like devices. Such as, for example, like if you have a Hue, like from the Philips or Wemo, that so that you don't have other devices to connect with those devices. But if you do not have that one, you need like a hub, and we are making that hub. It's called a link hub, and then if we have that one, we send the data to that hub, and that hub sends the infrared signal to the TV or air conditioner. So any device which has infrared light, a receiver, you can control.
Wow.
That is kind of one thing we are trying to make right now. Yes.
All right. Now, when is this going to be available? Can you tell me a little bit when this will actually be available here? Is it going to be available in the U.S. first, or is it or overseas first?
Sure. We started selling the ring in the last October, and then we kind of sold out at fast batch. And then we made a second version, and that will come out 2 days later from now. So we will publish all the information on the March 15th. So it means like 2 days later. And yeah, that is kind of like we try to post all the updates there.
All right. So, and will it be available? Does it just come in the silver color, or what colors?
We have 2 colors, white and black.
All right. So, it's going to be available in the sense by the middle of the month, you're saying, or toward the end of the month. What is it going to cost?
We're gonna actually like we will post all the update on the 2 days later, and we are not kind of try to hide that information right now. But what I can tell right now is that we will start publishing the information from the March 15th, and then we will start the shipping the ring from the maybe next month.
Okay. All right. So next month. All right. So let me ask you, why did you make the ring? I mean, why did you decide to do this? Because it's obviously very, very different as opposed to some other control. Why did you want to make it like a ring?
Okay, so my concept and our company's concept is like make a shortcut everything. It means like you can shrink your time if you use a ring. And the reason why I was running the bar is that I tried to find out the new way of the communication inside the store, and I tried to find how the people communicate with each other. And for example, right now you are using maybe WhatsApp or like Snapchat with your iPhone.
Yeah.
And that is the one way of the communication. And then I try to find other way of communication with a different way. So the ring is kind of very good because you are always wearing a ring. And also you can, if you think that, oh, I want to send a data, then you just send your data very quickly. And so I thought that we can change the way of the life. I mean, how you communicate with each other, with your friends. And, like if you think like, oh, I'm thinking about you, you just need one gesture. For example, you try to draw like a star or something, and then you can send your emotion to your friends. And it's very quick. Maybe you can do 100 times a day. It's kind of, you can communicate a lot of times, but it's not a lot of words, but just a lot of times. I thought that is kind of new way of the communication, and then people start using the stamps or emoticon. So I thought like I can change the way of the communication with that.
Like for example, if I would draw like, let's say, a heart on that,
yes,
that would mean I love you or something like that. You can customize the gestures to be. And how accurate is the gestures? I mean, you're just basically you're waving your finger in the air. How accurate do you have to be?
Okay, so accuracy was is not good enough for the older version, but newest version is kind of we increased about like 3 times more accurate than older one, and it's very accurate right now. So, for example, if you do 10 times, do the gesture 10 times, maybe like 9 or 10 times is accurate. So it's kind of pretty much almost like 90% to close to 100% accuracy right now. But
All right.
you need to practice at first.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much practice does it need? I mean, again, obviously you have these different gestures that you're doing, and you're going to have to remember the gestures too. I mean, how intuitive is this? What kind of reactions are you? How? How well do you have to, or how much do you have to practice to make this happen?
Okay, so I did a lot of events in the Japan and the United States, and then people come at first, and then at first they kind of like, oh, I don't know how to do it, but then I will, if I teach them, and then after the 1 minute they can do the gesture. So it's very quick, and then it's if you have like a 30 second or 1 minute, you can do the gesture. So
Really?
but since this is a very new device, people don't know what is this, what this touch sensor mean or something. So if I explain all the things, people understand easily.
So after they see it or they get an explanation for it, then I guess it's more adaptable. I guess it's really you have to see this in action and understand what it is what's going on that makes it more practical and to do this.
Who do you see as like the best use case? Is this for the businessman? Is this for a student? Like, who do you think would most benefit from something like the ring?
We think that most has the friends, I think, need a ring. So maybe the students or university students, high school students need a ring. Because what we want to do is like try to make a communication better. So the university students or high school students have more friends, and then they try to do more communication with us than businessmen. So.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a really interesting product, Taku, and I guess we would tell our listeners to check out the website at logbar.jp, or they can go to computeramerica.com and check it out for yourself and see if this is something that appeals to you. Again, it looks really, it really looks really nice, and it looks like it's well made. Just go to computeramerica.com, click on our show notes page. You'll see today show it's Friday the 13th of March. It's Friday the 13th. Maybe this is one of the reasons why we're having such bad luck tonight. And you'll see it for yourself.
Such bad technical issues, yes.
Yeah, technical issues. And try it out. And Taku, I wish you all the best of luck with this. And you know, keep in touch with us and let us know as the product develops. Maybe we'll have you back again. We can talk more about it. Okay?
I will attend South by Southwest from Austin.
Yes.
So if you attend there, you can try the ring. So.
Excellent. Well, all right. Well, again, Taku, thank you so much for being with us here tonight on Computer America. You have a good evening now. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
All righty.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Logbar. You can check it out for yourself and see if this is something that appeals to you. It's certainly different, and just because something is different doesn't mean that that it's bad or worse or good. You know, give it a try and see if it's appealing. It's certainly going to be affordable, and it'll be it. Now, I know you weren't here, Ben, but of course I told you it's Friday, and of course we're going to have our show reminder winner of the week coming up in the next hour.
Craig, these reminders are not for me. This is the reminders for people who may be tuning in for the first time. I know the routine.
Yes, I know. Even
though I'm late, but I still know it.
Yeah, and you're humming crazy. So.
Well, that just comes with the job. I love what I do, so I hum.
Yes, you do. All right, you're listening to the Computer America Show, and we've got some interesting news stories coming up, including one with Barbie that's sending kids' private thoughts to the clouds. A Barbie doll? Good grief. Some of the stories coming up. Also, how to make your own hologram projecting glasses. These are some of the stories we're going to have, and we're going to bring them to you. Just a quick reminder that our Computer America contests are up in full swing. Head over to our website at computeramerica.com and check out our Logitech contest. That's where we give away not one, not two, but three great prizes from Logitech. The registration form is right there on our homepage at computeramerica.com. It says Enter Contest under the Interact pull-down menu. You'll see the Logitech contest. Just click the Register button. You'll see the third place prize, which is a Logitech HD Webcam C310 valued at $50. The second place prize is $60. It's the Logitech G400S optical gaming mouse. And the grand prize, the Logitech X300 mobile wireless stereo speaker valued at $70, and you get to pick the color. On that same page, we have the official Computer America contest entry form. You don't have to send emails anymore. You can just enter right in on the page. Just put your full name, email address, phone, and comments are optional if you want to. Hit the submit button, and that's it. And then you'll be in. The contest ends Friday, April the 10th at midnight Eastern Time. Over the weekend, we'll draw the three winning names, and Monday, April the 13th, we'll announce the three winners. So head over to computeramerica.com, enter in all of our contests. You'll have a lot of fun doing so. They're completely private. We give your information out to no one unless you're a winner. Enter in all of them, and then you'll have a lot of fun, and you might win something really, really nice. All right, you're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. Ben and I are going to come back and do computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities. Stay with us. We got a news tips bulletin review from Marty Winston. It's all coming up on Computer America.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No hair removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No hair removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about my No. It's this cute little hair removal system that you can take with you and use almost anywhere at home or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they are available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com.
Hi, this is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, the TCP LED T8 2. Kind of interesting. This is a 4-foot tube that looks like and lights like a fluorescent lamp. T8 size fluorescent lamp, and it goes into the same 2-pin on each side kind of housing, as long as it's one of the approved zero start time, instant start ballasts on that fixture. Now, if you have a 32-watt fluorescent tube in a 120 to 277 volt fixture with an instant start ballast, you can directly replace that tube with the new TCP LED T8. There's no rewiring. Check their site for instant start ballast compatibility. They're shatterproof with no glass and no mercury, so there will be no special disposal costs, assuming regulations don't change by the time their 50,000-hour rated life ends. And they can save at least 40% in energy consumption. They come in 4 color temperatures: 3,000, 3,500, 5,100, and 5,000 degrees Kelvin, with a CRI of 82. Bottom line, if you have a place where fluorescent tubes go that has an instant start ballast, the new TCP Direct LED T8 tubes can brighten your outlook. This is Marty Winston with the News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. It's 34 minutes past the hour. We just had our first hour guest on.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, Ring, and it was a really cool product. I mean, it looks like a piece of artwork, even though it's technology. You can still use it. You're supposed to put it on your finger, swing it around, and gesture control through the application. Honestly, like, the selfie application is just a perfect fit. So, there's probably something that you really like with it. You should, if you're ever going by South by Southwest, you can go check it out there. Going to be hitting the market. Hopefully, you'll be seeing it around more and more. And remember that you heard it here first.
Yeah.
But yeah, but going forward, for the rest of this hour and the hour next, we're probably going to be doing computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimmer Utilities. But before that, even. We actually got a thank you message that I think we should read.
I didn't get it. Who is it from? I know it's from. Who is it from? Maybe one of my.
He was the recipient of the Logitech HD webcam C10 that we give away during our Logitech contest.
And what is the subject of it? Maybe it's in my email. I can search for it because I never got it.
I don't know. We'll find it later. But let's just read it here. The subject was thank you, and it was he just said, I just want to thank you for the Logitech HD webcam C310. I love it. I love your products. I have had so many Logitech products that I can't count how many. I have to guess at least 4 keyboards, 4 cameras, 2 remotes, and even a touchpad. I listen to Computer America all the time. You are the best computer radio show. I have been a fan for over 9 years. Folks who have been listening for less than 9 years, you have some catching up to do. Everyone else, kudos. Love you all. This camera will be used by my Las Vegas Nutrition Club for web broadcasting to Herbalife members and customers all over the world. You guys are great. And we just want to say, don't thank us. Thank Logitech. Though you can thank us too. But that's what we love to do. We love to give prizes away. They're here collecting dust, or they want us to give them away, and we love doing it. So remember to enter all of our contests that we have here at Computer America. But and you too can just can win some really nice prizes, just like this listener.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's from our winner. And I did not see it, but hey, I'm glad that you read it on the air, and I will look for that thank you email from.
We'll troubleshoot that later. Anyways.
Yes. So I think it's now time for us to do computer and technology news. So let's get that started right now. Tonight's Computer and Technology News is brought to you by Slimmer Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimmerutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system for free. That's right, everything at slimmerutilities.com is completely free. All right, check them all out, download them, keep them, use them when you need them. You'll be happy that you did, and you'll thank us for it. slimmerutilities.com. And the first story tonight is this is from Engadget. Did you know that you can now post your interactive 360-degree footage on YouTube? In other words, if you picked up a camera that captures the video in 360 degrees, and there are a lot of them out there, sharing that footage just got a little easier. YouTube now supports 360-degree video uploads, so getting the action to eager viewers is a breeze. What's more, if folks watch with the YouTube Android app, moving a phone or tablet pans around all the different angles. Now that's very cool. I tried it out with the Red Bull F1 video above. There's a sample video, and it's pretty awesome. The same action is done with a mouse click in Chrome too, and support for iOS is on the way. When you upload the file, there's a script you'll need to run to tack on the appropriate metadata, ensuring that the footage displays its 360-degree views properly. Soon, that process will be automatic, but for now, it's a necessary step. There's actually, you can click on the video and experience the 360-degree experience yourself. I watched it. It's very cool. So and now they're supporting this on YouTube. Just one more thing, one more feature.
Yep. Did they say that this was an app for phones?
They said that you can, if you're watching the video on a phone, it will use the phone's ability, the accelerometer. So if you move the phone or your tablet, and it will pan all around the video angles that you're looking, but just by moving the phone around, you'll be able to see the video from all angles.
See, when that happened to me, it seemed like I was looking through a window, not just looking at a video, but when you kind of like move your phone around because like you're looking with your phone, it's kind of like looking out a window.
Yeah, well, they're saying that you'll actually get the 3D aspect just because of the accelerometer on your phone. Just by rotating the phone, rotating the phone 360 degrees, you'll be able to see all the different angles. The video will change its perspective based upon how you're moving your phone. Whereas, you know, with all videos, regular videos, that doesn't affect the video. You're just watching it. With the 360 video, you'll actually see a 360 degree. If you hold your phone and you turn your whole body in a circle, 360 degrees, the view of the video will change its perspective based upon your motion.
Yep, that perfect use for the technology. Though I find myself sometimes whenever that happens, you know, doing the same thing 3 or 4 times, looking in 3 or 4 different directions, just so you make sure you don't miss anything about the video.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if anything, they'll get more.
Because, like, you know, some people like let's just pretend that it's a video of like a racetrack, and someone may be looking in the direction of the trees. Okay, that's fun. But if you just 180 yourself, you're gonna see the racing cars doing something amazing, like car crashes and stunts and stuff like that. It's like you can miss the point of the whole video.
Okay, yeah, you could. But at least it's another interesting way to interact with the video. Rather than just sitting there and kind of watching it, you can now actually interact with the video and change what it is that you're seeing just by moving around. I think it's an interesting idea.
Pretty neat.
Yep.
All right, so this next story, this one from Engadget, Devendra Hardawar. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. More details emerge on how Microsoft's Cortana will invade iOS and Android. Finally, the talking voices in our phones are going to war. About time. I can't wait to see if Siri, with her robotic superiority, just, I don't know, captures Cortana, I assume, in some way. You know, sends her to the gulags, that kind of thing.
No, you know what I would like to see with all this, because Sandy Berger, who was on the show last night, showed the Amazon version of it as well. But that's without a phone. That's a standalone of Siri. What was the name of the character? What was her name?
Oh, I want to say like Addie or something like that.
Like that. Anyway, I would like to see
maybe it's Lisa.
No, it was not Lisa. Lisa was that was Apple's old computer. I would like to see take an iPhone, okay, with Siri, and you take Microsoft's phone with Cortana, and have initiated conversations. Have Siri talking to Cortana and Cortana answering Siri, and then watch them go back and forth with each other, and you can stand back and watch them have a conversation with each other. You think that could be possible?
That would be creepy, because that would be the closest to that'd be pretty close to sentience.
Yeah.
Although it might be pretty pre-programmed.
It might be fun if we can do it. Anyway, tell us about this article.
Yeah. So after Microsoft vaguely confirmed last November that its digital assistant Cortana will be headed to other operating systems, the software giant is finally offering up specifics. Microsoft is now aiming to bring Cortana to the iOS and Android as a standalone app. What's more, the company is also looking to include technology from one of its artificial intelligence research projects, dubbed Einstein.
Oh, hold it. You glossed over something that I thought was pretty big news. See, I've always thought Cortana was going to be on the Windows phone and Android, but now, according to this, it's also going to be on iOS. In other words,
Craig, I didn't gloss over. The whole point of this article is that Cortana is coming to Android and iOS.
That is very, very cool. I like that. Okay, so now if you don't like Siri, and you can actually have Cortana now on your iPhone. I think that's going to be really slick.
It's blowing my mind how you think I glossed over the title of the article.
I see. Okay, I missed that. Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, so they have a quote here: "This kind of technology, which can read and understand email, will play a central role in the next rollout of Cortana, which we are working on now for the fall timeframe." That was the managing director of Microsoft Research and a member of the Einstein Project. We've already seen Cortana offer some basic digital assistant functionality on Windows phones and Windows 10. It can tell you the weather, dictate messages, and remind you of appointments, but it sounds like it'll soon get some deeper understanding of how we live and work. Basically, it sounds like Microsoft is turning Cortana into a more humanized version of Google now. A more humanized version of Google Now, Google's digital assistant, which anticipates your needs and surfaces information before you even ask for it. Creepy. And a more capable Siri. It makes sense that Cortana would make its way to other platforms, since Microsoft is making more of an effort to bring great apps and services to other platforms. It just bought a popular email app and rebranded it as Outlook. That's right, Outlook got a complete makeover, as in they threw Outlook out the window and brought in a whole new email client.
Yep.
So Microsoft is tapping into its work in machine learning, search, and speech recognition to build a smarter version of Cortana. Let's just hope it's enough to make people forget about Clippy, the annoying Microsoft assistant infamous for its terrible predictive advice. Clippy, you will always have a warm spot in my heart. And no, I do not need help with this presentation. But it's if you were like, oh darn, I really don't like Windows phones, but I really like the idea of Cortana. This is your time to shine. Sometime this fall, a better version of Cortana than we've seen so far could be coming to a phone near you.
Oh, all right. Very cool. Very cool. This story from Tech Hive, Electrolux is going to be selling a live streaming oven later this year. You heard me, a live streaming oven.
Finally. You know what's worse than sitting in front of your oven watching your food cook? Not being able to sit in your bed and watching your food cook. Finally, someone has heard the people.
Well, that means you don't have to stand there in the kitchen watching it cook. You can go and it'll, not worry about it. According to this article by Jared Newman, he says Electrolux plans to sell an oven later this year that streams live video to your phone or tablet, so you can keep an eye on a roast from the comfort of your couch or your bedroom or wherever else you want to be. According to Bloomberg, the high-tech oven will launch later this year. Users will be able to download recipes to a companion app and view a live feed of the cooking chamber through a built-in camera. Electrolux, the world's second-largest appliance maker, has shown off the streaming video concept before, but now it sounds like the company is ready to move forward with an actual product. It's unclear how much it will cost or when it will actually be available. But get this, the oven apparently is part of a larger push by Electrolux to create more of a bond with its users through smart home features. The company's Let's Taste app already allows users of certain steam ovens to view recipes on mobile devices, and the plan is to create a community where users can share tips. Okay? Electrolux has previously said that it wants to interact with other connected devices, for instance, showing alerts on your television that the food is ready. Okay? The chief operating officer told Bloomberg that he expects smart appliances to make up 10% of the market in 5 years. Okay? Now,
Is that really a big number?
Yeah, it is actually.
You think 1 in 10 appliances is a big number for, this kind of technology?
Yeah, it's a lot of appliances. It's millions of people out there. Why this matters? Electrolux's plans to come amid increasing interest in smart homes from its biggest appliance rivals. Whirlpool, the world's largest appliance maker, now offers remote monitoring and controls in several of its products, and its latest washers and dryers work with Nest to automatically activate an energy-saving mode when users aren't home. Samsung has also huge smart home ambitions, and its applications will likely play a major role as the company tries to build an open platform for connecting different products. It'll be a while before these visions of a hyper-connected home actually become a reality, but until then, at least, you can watch yourself burn a chicken in real time. Okay, so there you go. That's one thing. I was making cookies today in the oven, and I wanted to watch something on TV, and I knew if I started watching TV, I would get engrossed with what I was watching, and I would completely forget about the cookies, and they would burn. Okay, I just knew that.
So did you conquer those primal urges in your gut, saying, "Hey, I really need to go watch this episode of Fringed," and instead stayed with your cookies and were vigilant?
So I was vigilant. I stayed with the cookies. I watched the timer and watched the cookies brown, and they came out perfectly, and everybody enjoyed the cookies. But wouldn't it be really nice that if I didn't have to do that? Let's say I was watching my internet-connected TV or what have you, and I was watching that movie, and then when
picture.
Or with that, what it was a minute ago, across the screen, like a bleep, your cookies are done, go out there, get them. You have about a minute left. That would be really nice. So then I could do other things and not have to sit there being held prisoner by the slowly baking cookies. So, that makes a lot of sense, and I'd like to see that happen someday.
Smart appliances have, honestly, like, sometimes people say, what's the point of putting, internet in your car? What's the point of putting internet in stores? What's the point of putting internet here, there, or wherever? Appliances have a very clear purpose for having internet. It's not so you can, browse Google through your crockpot. It's not about, watching Netflix through your oven. Internet connected appliances aren't about browsing the internet. It's about making your appliances more accessible wherever you are, so you don't have to stand there and watch them and see if your pork roast is burning to a crisp. No, you can just flick on your app and you can see it right away. It's such a very clear reason to get a smart appliance. So that's why earlier I said is 10% a lot. It's such a surprising figure. Maybe because appliances last longer than 5 years, so that's why they're only counting on 10% of having them. Because let's be honest, no one's going to replace their oven unless they have to. But still, they have such a clear, advantage over non-connected devices. I wouldn't be surprised to see that 10% in 5 years. I'm betting more.
Well, again, this is the Internet of Things, and we've been talking to a lot of people about Mike Miller. We were talking to Intel about the Internet of Things, and we're going to see more and more of this. And at first blush, it's going to be kind of gadgety, and oh, look at this. But I think eventually, as that goes by the wayside, it's going to actually become useful. Just like I said, I was in the other room and have the oven call me or alert me that whatever I'm cooking is about ready is almost done. I need to get back into the kitchen to turn it off. I think that's going to be a very practical thing.
it's going to be a better day when when Siri or Cortana or whatever nice lady is talking to us through our phones says, "Oh Ben, your roast is roasted," and I can say, "Oh, I don't feel like doing anything with it right now. Why don't you take care of it, Samantha?" And the little arms inside the oven dice it up and serve it and prepare it, and then I just walk into the room and grab a plate and go on my merry way. That's the Jetson scenario of the future is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Or at least you'll be able to turn the oven off. So.
That too. It's like, Siri, just keep it warm. I'll be there in a minute, and it turns it off to warm.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, it will be here soon.
We can hope. So yeah, we only have about 6 minutes, so I'm going to save this one because this one's a little bit more of a conversation starter. We have an article here we're going to do a little bit later from Wired. It's it's that old conversation that keeps coming back every year without fail. The PC market is dying. But yeah, I know. So we're going to read some numbers. We're going to get into it. If you want to call in and say your piece on PCs and if they're really going away, have at it. But we're going to get into that. But instead, we're probably going to do. How about this one? This one from Apple. Since we're talking about voices and phones and things like that, this one's a bit creepy. This one is from digitalmunitions.me. Not quite a site that we normally go to.
Did you, by the way, update to iOS 8.2?
I did not.
Oh, no.
I know. I'm so vulnerable. Anyways, Apple admits Siri voice data is being shared with third parties.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so Apple admits that its Siri, an intelligent personal assistant for the iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch devices, is collecting and also transmitting user voice data to third-party companies, which was disclosed in an unsurprising revelation 2 weeks back on Reddit. I actually remember when this happened, there was someone on Reddit claiming that they just took a job where all they do is sit in front of a computer and listen to all of the audio of like Siri, it's like, hey Siri, what's the diameter of Jupiter, and then Siri tells you. But a third-party company was actually hired and given all those voice clips of Siri and was transcribing them, every single one of them. So everything you've ever asked Siri, someone has listened to it and transcribed it just for the sole purpose of learning what you're talking about.
That's not good.
Yeah. So they said that a user claimed to had recently started a new job with a company called Walk and Talk Technologies, where job profile requires her to listen to voice data collected from Apple, Microsoft users, and check for incorrect interpretations. Quote, I get to listen to sound bites and rate how the text matches up with what is said in an audio clip and give feedback on what should be improved. Guys, I'm telling you, if you've said it to your phone, it's been recorded, and there's a good chance that a third party is going to hear it. Walk and Talk Technologies and other similar companies work with Apple and Microsoft to help them improve the accuracy of their intelligent personal assistant applications, Siri, Dictation, and Cortana. So Microsoft is not out of this as well. Pretty much anyone using a voice assistant, they're listening to you. So, quote, I have heard everything from kids asking innocent things to, like, Siri, do you like me? To some guy asking something we can't read on the air. And yes, she says she wished she wasn't kidding. Apple's iOS software license agreement also clearly states that by using Siri or dictation, you agree and consent to Apple and its subsidiaries and agents' transmissions, collection, maintenance, processing, and use of this information, including your voice input and user data, to provide and improve Siri and all those other features. However, the companies mention deep into their policy agreements that they collect and share the data with their so-called subsidiaries and agents, but those long agreements no one reads and everyone simply clicks default by accept. Because what are you going to do? Hit not accept on your new iOS update?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People are kind of, you have them over a barrel. So, yeah. that was the big scandal coming out recently.
Yeah. It's an end user license agreement. If you don't agree to it, you don't get to use the product, and everybody's.
But you really do need to agree to it to use the product. But at the same time, who's going to sit down and read 70 pages of legal speak?
Yeah, exactly. It's just the way things are. If you want to use the great products, then you're just basically going to have to say yes.
The point is, if you're saying weird things to Siri, people know. You may be thinking, oh, it's just Siri. She's not going to tell anyone. Oh, she told people. She told lots of people.
Okay. All right. We're up at the top of the hour, and we're going to continue on with other news stories. Did you know that the NYPD edited Wikipedia pages on police brutality? This is one of the stories we're going to be doing. And then again, NASA's proved that Jupiter's biggest moon is hiding an ocean. That's actually very cool. That's toward of science. And the Japanese, they have a phone fetish, and evidently we're going to try to explain why that is. And then here's one that I think is kind of good. How about a camera for your cat? And it's called Catstacam.
There you go.
Catstacam. But it believes that that cats are terrible as photographers. When you're wearing they're wearing this little camera. These are some of the stories that have come up. Oh, and also Pakistan's armed drone successfully test fires a laser-guided missile. That can't be good.
Well, that's good. And the fact that it didn't fail and go off course.
No, well, that's true too. And I want to know more about this Barbie that sends kids' private thoughts to the cloud. That sounds really creepy. All right, you listen to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the Boost Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network. Ben and I are going to be right back. We have a news tips bulletin review from Marty Winston. It's the last one of the week because it's Friday. And also, we're going to have our show reminder winner. All that coming up in hour 2 of the Computer America Show. Don't go anywhere.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@ComputerAmerica.com.
Hello and welcome into hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
Okay, and we are doing computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. If you missed the first hour, we had Logbar on the show talking about their ring that you wear that allows you to control most anything in your home. Open the curtains, turn on appliances, turn them off, monitor, social interactions, all with gestures, and wearing this single ring on your index finger. It's very cool technology. And of course, if you missed any of that, you can always listen to again. We archive all of our shows here at ComputerAmerica.com. Just go into the archive menu at the top of the screen, and you can see and listen to all of our shows that we've done here on Computer America. So we're now going to continue on here on the program with some more stories, and this first one here is from Wired magazine, and it's entitled "No, Really, the PC is dying." And it's not.
Oh, you swiped my story.
Yeah, but it's such a good one. We can. This is the PC is dying and it's not coming back. Now we kept hearing it. That the PC is going away, and then we have smartphones, and it's really like a PC in your hand, and tablets, and the PC. And Mike Miller, one of our clients, says no, that's not going to happen. And we were of general consensus that no, it's not going to go away. The PC has very specific uses and functions. But let's explore what Davey Alba, for the business columnist for Wired magazine, what he has to say. And he says, a little while back, we started to hear a few voices speaking up against the drumbeat of doom. No, PCs weren't dead. They were even making a comeback, right? He says, well, they're not. He says, market research outfit IDC has revised its prediction of PC shipments in 2015 downward. It's projecting a drop of nearly 5% this year, worse than its earlier forecast of a 3.3% decline. And all, IDC expects 293.1 million PCs to ship this year. Now, to put that figure in perspective, Apple sold more than 74 million iPhones during the last quarter alone. Yeah, but that's not a fair comparison. That's a you know.
If anything, that's just that's just comparing apples to apples. Like that's comparing computers to computers.
Yeah. They're comparing computers to iPhones. That's not the same thing. Apple sold more than 74 million iPhones during the last quarter alone, at an annualized rate that would put iPhone sales alone above IDC's prediction that the entire PC market, Apple won't likely sustain that pace. It tends to sell more iPhones at the end of the year, but its success is emblematic of the crisscrossing trajectories of mobile devices and PCs, and not just in terms of the number of devices moving. The PC industry is also losing money. According to PC market shrank 0.8% last year to $201 billion. This year, it expects that number to balloon to 6.9%. By 2019, the firm expects the overall market to shrink to 175 billion, or several billion less than Apple's 2014 revenue, which is 183 billion. Now, none of this should come as a surprise in an age where mobile devices have become the dominant computing platform. But this latest information prognosis is still worth noting for the way it signals the much larger tectonic shift currently underway in the industry. Yesterday, Intel, the primary supplier of microprocessors for PCs, reduced its revenue outlook in the first quarter by almost $1 billion. Intel acknowledged it is seeing weakening demand from businesses for desktop computers and lower inventory levels across the industry supply chain. Among other short-term rationales, the hardware company pointed to businesses delaying PC purchases in anticipation of upgrading out of Microsoft's outdated Windows XP operating system. It also blamed challenging economic and currency conditions, especially in Europe, as possible explanations for its diminished outlook. But those concerns start to sound like excuses in the context of the direction of personal computing as a whole. Case in point, earlier this year, it emerged that Google's capital expenditures had hit $11 billion, exceeding the $10 billion spent by Intel. Since Intel's capital spending has traditionally served as a kind of tech industry high watermark, Google's ascendance was a big deal. Intel has typically spent its money on property, manufacturing plants, and chip building equipment, while Google spent its cash on the data centers, computer servers, and networking equipment that underlies its online empire. Okay, but you know, it's that underlying that's online, those data centers, it's all hardware, it's computers. Okay.
Yep.
As Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple will follow suit in spending unprecedented amounts on data centers, that can't be all bad for Intel, which makes many of the chips on which those data centers run. But it shows just how much the power dynamic has shifted. It's not the companies making the basic components that run computers, especially PCs, that have the power anymore. It's the companies that make the things with which users, especially mobile users, interact, that are building and profiting off tech's future. I don't know. What do you think? Is he right?
There's a lot of numbers in there, but I think at the same time it's what I said earlier, where it's comparing computers to computers. If you looked at, let's say, a flip phone from a couple years ago, if you looked at a landline phone a couple years ago, uh, I would not consider really those, modern day computers or even competitors to a desktop computer. Nowadays, yes, it can totally be. They said that, the strength of the mobile computer market is through the roof. That's no doubt. But that's also because, hey, let's face it, you get a new iPhone every 2 years. You get a new cell phone every 2 years or 3 years or however many years. It's just the way of thinking. Like, you're not getting a new desktop computer every 2 years. That would be insane. They last for 7 to 8 years. To say that is dying isn't true. It's changing. You know what I mean? Like, it's to say it's dying is that, within the next 50 years, no one is ever going to buy a desktop PC ever again. I doubt that's going to be the case. It's changing in such a way that, hey, mobile computing, that's where the money is right now, because you refresh it every couple of years. Your desktop PC, you don't refresh it until it's slow to a crawl, it fell over, starts spitting out dust, and it's, starting to read Shakespeare. You don't throw away a computer like you do a phone.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I think you're right. I don't think that I don't think PCs are going anywhere. You have a larger investment in a desktop PC, and not only money wise, but time wise, and the all of your documents and the way you set it up. And the operating systems, there's more of a personal investment with your computer than you have with your smartphone or your tablet. And you're right. You don't update your PC every year or two. You have your PC for 5, 6, 7 years before you need to update your PC again.
So I don't doubt the market's changing, but to say it's dying is, I think, misleading.
I agree.
It's not dying. It's not like people are, coming to a point where their desktop computer is just slow, clunky, and whatnot, and then they're at the store and they're thinking, should I buy the new Android phone or should I get a new desktop computer? No, they're two different things. You don't have a car and say, well, I could get a bicycle even though I use it to drive up to, New York a couple times a year. I could just take my bike. It's not that bad. They're two different things for two different jobs.
Right.
And right now, mobile computing is hot. Like, that's obviously where the growth is. So everyone's gonna be singing its praises from the rooftop. I think desktop PCs and bigger computers, they've found their niche and they're rock solid. They're rock solid where they need to be.
Yeah, I think so. So Ben and I both don't agree with Wired Magazine on the story.
Even though they had a lot of facts, and we're just kind of going off our guts here, it's just so hard to see your phone ever replacing a desktop computer.
I agree.
Okay, so next story. This one is shocking. This is one of the downfalls of Wikipedia, in that anyone could make entries.
Oh.
So this one from Engadget as well. The New York Police Department edited Wikipedia pages on police brutality and stop and frisk. So apparently, it's not just politicians that are concerned about their reputation on Wikipedia. A report by Capital found evidence of the New York Police Department digging into the crowdsourced encyclopedia. IP addresses registered to the New York Police Department have been linked to edits and/or requests to delete the Wikipedia pages for well-known police shooting cases like Amadou Diallo and Sean Bell. In the hours after a grand jury decided not to indict an officer for the death of Eric Garner, someone logged on via a New York Police Department IP address to make several changes to the corresponding article. And they have a side-by-side picture here of the article before and then the article after, and like the one before was told one story, and the one after the one with the edits told a completely different story, and obviously because the IP address was from the New York Police Department, it was the post edits were obviously favoring the police department. So, but it's not just hot button incidents that were changed. A list of edits show New York Police Department IPs significantly changed the information related to its stop and frisk program and the New York City Police Department entry. That includes a section on scandals that included a note mentioning that New York Police Department had started editing the page in order to censor information. Besides requesting that the article on Sean Bell's shooting be removed because, quote, no one except Al Sharpton cares anymore.
Oh.
That's offensive. Edits on the network touched everything from Chumbawamba to Star Trek Generations. Going forward, activist and graphic designer John Emerson set up a Twitter bot at New York Police Department edits, and he used code released for such purposes after the Congress edits last year to monitor future changes from known New York Police Department address ranges. As far as the police department itself, a spokesperson told Capitol the matter is under internal review. Wikipedia's rules discourage people from making edits on their own pages or for their own interest. A rule clearly overstepped here, but it remains to be seen if it will enact any type of ban on the New York Police Department's addresses.
Wow. Well, there you go.
They go and they went to the stop and frisk policies, and I guess they can make any change they want to.
Yeah,
because it's Wikipedia. As much as we love Wikipedia, and there are many, many, many great research topics out there that are in perfect order, it's still run by the internet and the community at large, and therefore it's not legally binding. You can't go into court and say, well, Wikipedia said about stop and frisk. That doesn't hold up in court. So they can go around and they can change it to whatever they want, whatever the law on the books say. That is what people have to follow, not what Wikipedia says.
Yeah. Well, Wikipedia has always maintained, the open policy. Anybody can make changes to their content.
Oh, and they have lots of volunteers and even administrators from within, making sure that people who edit existing articles aren't just doing it for the heck of it, to manipulate anyone. But you can't catch them all. Although this one they've caught, and they caught many different changes coming from, as they said, New York Police Department. Seems like a really, really crappy thing to do.
Yeah. But I don't know much more how we can do. I mean, obviously Wikipedia is doing the best that they can, and people are going to do what they are going to. They're going to try to protect themselves the best way they can, and I guess the New York City Police Department is no different. All right, let's get something on a lighter note here. Back to popular science, because it is, after all, Science Month. Cat's-the-Cam. Yes, Cat's-the-Cam. It's an app that reveals that cats are terrible photographers. Well, did you think otherwise? I mean,
I've never gone to a photo shoot and seen a cat behind the camera.
Yeah, well,
so,
evidently not.
It goes to show.
Yeah. Well, evidently you can now upload photos straight from your pet's collar to Instagram, because why not? Okay. According to the story, ever wonder what type of mischief your cat gets into when they head outside? Hey, listen, they don't have to head outside to get into mischief. Our cat kept toppling our Christmas tree, and we never knew it was our cat until much, much, much later. They get into trouble everywhere, But evidently, if you're wondering what your cat's doing when they go outside, they say, look no further than Cat's-the-Cam. Cat's-the-Cam is a cat collar with an embedded camera that can snap pictures as your pet plays outside or lollipops around the house. Now, if we'd had Cat's-the-Cam on our cat, Harold, we would have known that he jumped to the top of the Christmas tree and toppled it, because we could have seen the evidence on Instagram. But
Oh, it's not a tattler. This thing is it's to turn your cat into the ultimate hipster it can ever be.
yeah. Well, okay. Well, evidently, Cats to Cam is a cat collar with an embedded camera that can snap pictures as your pet plays outside or lounges around the house. Developed by the Australian pet care company Whiskas, the collar captures up to 6 images per minute. The shutter is motion activated, snapping whenever your cat makes a sudden move. Presumably, this helps to cut down on repetitive shots when your cat is napping for 16 hours straight. Okay. When your feline friend gets in range of a Wi-Fi connection, Cats to Cam automatically uploads the footage to the cat's own furry Instagram account. For now, there's a limited supply of Cats to Cam, so Whiskas has asked a few friends to demo the product. Early evidence from the collar suggests that cats don't possess the greatest eye for composition, but still, the pictures can be strangely beautiful. You can follow their photos on Instagram with hashtag #CatsToCam and see this for yourself. Prior attempts can only guess at a cat vision, but with Cats to Cam, one gets an intimate look at the quiet corners explored by your feline. And I'm looking at some of these pictures here. Here's one going up the steps. Here's one under a trampoline outside. There's a bicycle tire, a swing. This is cool. The fact that the cat took the picture. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
But they don't exactly have good angles. Let's face it, they're about 8 to 10 inches off the ground.
Yeah, that's gonna pretty much all be like that. That's true. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there's not much to discuss about a Cats to Cam, but hey, if you have a cat, I know people are crazy about their cats. They love their cats. They love everything that their cats do, even if it's sit in the corner and look mad at their owners for being a cat. People love their cats. It's weird.
That's it.
So, this next story, Craig, you're gonna hate it. Me, I'm gonna revel in it. This one from BGR.com, and apparently, PC makers are laughing at Apple's new Retina MacBook.
Really?
Yeah. So, with all the praise heaped upon Apple for developing thin hardware, one has to think that it just drives competitors crazy. After all, it's not as if Apple is the only company out there capable of churning out incredibly sleek computers. That being the case, with so much of the spotlight focused on Apple's admittedly super thin new Retina MacBook, a few rival hardware manufacturers couldn't help but toss a few Twitter jabs in Apple's direction. First, we have ASUS with this gem, and they actually tweeted a picture of their ASUS UX305 right next to a MacBook. The new Retina display MacBook. The ASUS laptop, guess what? 12.3 millimeters thin. The MacBook, 13.1.
Okay.
So it's even slimmer than the MacBook and half the price, they say.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Well, he's saying it's definitely thinner, but continue on.
No. We need to focus on this for a second.
No, continue on that. Yes, exactly. It's thinner.
Even thinner and half the price.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good selling point if Apple, who's getting heaps upon heaps of these accolades, and they're like, oh, Apple, you're so amazing. Will you have my baby's Apple? Nope. Here comes ASUS making a thinner, cheaper alternative.
Yes, but it's still worth noting that the MacBook's Retina display trounces what the ZenBook brings to the table.
But does it? Fair points. And there's really no denying that that the ASUS Ultrabook is a good-looking machine. Still, it's worth noting that the MacBook's Retina display, to use Craig's word, trounces the ZenBook. Moving along, next we have Dell. Yes, you know them, Dell. They may be a private company these days, but they're certainly still in the game and not afraid to call Apple out. Following Apple's Monday event, Dell took aim at the MacBook's Retina display, the one Craig was just praising so highly. This was a tweet from Dell. Our Dell XPS 13 virtually borderless Infinity display has 5.7 million pixels. That's 2 million pixels more than the 12-inch Retina display. Craig, I feel like you're just shrugging these off. It's like, oh, they don't matter. You know, Apple's still good. Apple's still amazing. I love Apple.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not just saying. I'm saying, yeah, okay.
What do you mean,
If
okay? React.
they're,
Apple is going out there and is like, oh, look at our amazing Retina display. It's so perfect and good. Look at it. Oh my goodness. And yet Dell has something even better out that has 2 million more pixels.
yeah, it does, but it's not as thin. It's not as thin.
So, Lenovo also joined in on the fun, taking swipes at the new 12-inch MacBook display quality, thinness, and lone USB port. We see your thin laptop, hashtag so last year, and raise you 3 modes, 2 USB ports, and a higher resolution touch display. Yeah, that's from the Yoga 3 Pro.
Yeah.
From last year.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, that is true.
Apple, you've fallen behind. So, and for good measure, Asus this week just happened to post a tweet about its own smartwatch, which retails for a cool $149 less than the entry-level Apple Watch. The Asus Zen Watch packs in style, performance, and functionality, all for about $200.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice looking
Pretty
watch.
good.
Nice looking watch.
Nice looking watch. So, and yeah, the author has a good point. We know what you're thinking. Asus has a smartwatch? Yeah, apparently they do. And as a final point, PC makers weren't the only group to have a bit of fun at Apple's expense. During Apple's media event, Pebble had a few noteworthy Apple barbs of its own. So, yeah, even though Apple was debuting all of its new stuff, just like we were talking about, we were just talking about this the other day with Radeon and NVIDIA. NVIDIA just came out with their Titan X graphics card.
Yes, that's the Titan X.
And they did the benchmarks, and it came in under Radeon's highest power graphics card. And you're like, why would they do that? It's still better than anything NVIDIA had, but it's not the best on the market. I feel like Apple's doing the exact same thing. It's better than anything Apple had, but it still may not be the best on the market.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Obviously, there are others products out there that have the ability. I'm not saying that that they are incorrect, because they obviously aren't. But it's nice to see Apple come out with this the MacBook. They did do some unique things with the battery and some of the other functions that they're doing. But Apple isn't the only game in town. But I've always maintained that if you want, like the Bang & Olufsen of computers, then Apple's got your name on it. Although the Lenovo Yoga is a slick-looking computer, as well as the ZenBook. That's a beautiful little computer too. So now I wonder if they have some of the innovations that Apple has, like the scissor keys as opposed to the butterfly keys that Apple's introduced, and the touchpad that they've introduced, which has you can tap from any point, and the haptic feedback.
Greg, this was a post. This was a story about bashing Apple, not singing Apple's praises. Stop it.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on. Now, this is a little spooky. This is from Popular Science. A new Barbie, the Barbie doll, sends kids' private thoughts to the cloud. You can brush your hair. Surveillance everywhere. Unveiled last month, Hello Barbie is a clever toy with a little bit of oversharing problem. With a microphone, Hello Barbie can listen to what children tell it. With a computer and a Wi-Fi connection, Hello Barbie can take those words, encrypt them, and then send them over the internet to a cloud server where voice recognition software listens to the recording and then picks up a reply for Hello Barbie to send back. Only there's a minor hitch. It might be illegal to record children and then store that information elsewhere. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which became law in April of 2000, sets out strict rules for obtaining information from minors online. These rules prohibit the collection of information from children under the age of 13 unless there is parental consent. plus a way for the parents to find out what information was collected, and then obtain that information, or unless the information is used to respond to the child as a one-off and isn't stored in a retrievable way. The CEO of Toy Talk, the company that partnered with Mattel to create Hello Barbie, says all of Toy Talk's products in market have been designed to meet or exceed the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act and have been also independently verified as such by KidSafe Plus. While the underlying technology of our products works much like Siri, Google Now, and Cortana, Toy Talk products never search the open web for answers. Responses are carefully crafted by our own writing team, and conversations recorded through our products are never used to advertise or market to children or anyone else. That's a fair statement. Hello, yeah.
No, that sounds way better than just letting kids have free roam with the internet.
Yeah. Hello Barbie isn't the only device that wants to store your thoughts in the cloud. Eavesdropping done by Samsung Smart TVs made news, but it's hardly alone, and plenty of devices ranging from voice search to Xbox Connect also record voices and translate them into information without public outcry or accusations of criminal intent. Illegality isn't the only concern. The Coalition for a Commercial-Free Childhood has filed a petition to Mattel to stop making the Hello Barbie, worried that the voice recordings Barbie makes will be analyzed for market research and advertising purposes. More and more children's toys invariably become smart and web-enabled devices with data collection abilities. Future parents are going to have to think about the trade-offs that come with a doll that analyzes speech and offers tailored answers instead of one that just stares blankly. However, Hello Barbie is ultimately received. However Hello Barbie is ultimately received, it would hardly be the first time a Barbie got in trouble for something it said. Okay, there you go. Comes into the topic of cybersecurity. Well, I don't know.
Barbie, gray hat hacker.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't wait for the black hat hacker Barbie set. That's gonna be fun.
Or Hacker Ken.
Or Hacker Ken.
Yes, exactly.
Who has a sizable paunch and Cheetos.
Yes. Hey, we're at the bottom of the hour. When we come back, we're going to do our show reminder winner of the week. And then we'll do more computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities. This is the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, on the IRN Radio Network, and the Boost Radio Network. Ben and I will be back with those stories and our show reminder winner right after this. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. Their mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number. 1-866-663-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. 1-866-663-MY-TV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MY-TV. 1-866-663-MY-TV.
Oh, is it my turn? Hi, this is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America, this time of the Wink Hub. There is no Rosetta Stone in home control, but the Wink Hub has both Z-Wave and Zigbee on its menu. Once you associate devices with its hub, you use your smartphone, it lets you set up what it calls robots. These are rules that fire under a combination of detected events, location, and time of day to make something happen. That could mean turning one or several things on or off, or sending a message or an email, for example. Well, it's almost vending machine simple to set up and use. The varieties of sensors and effectors with which it can collaborate make it capable of some very sophisticated responses to circumstances. Bottom line, the unassuming-looking Wink Hub is deceptively simple to install and run, given its ability to become a portal to a place where clever robots can become the caretakers you never thought your house could have. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. 34 minutes past the hour now, actually. And that was the last time you'll be hearing this particular set of Marty Winston's News Tip Bulletin Reviews.
Yeah, we'll have two. It's not two new ones.
We will be having two new ones as well. But before we get back to the computer technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, we have a show reminder winner of the week, as we do every Friday.
Oh, is it that time, Ben?
It's that time again.
All right. Well, there you go. Okay. And let's do it. All right. This week's show reminder winner is Daniel Trout. Daniel Trout, congratulations. You're this week's show reminder winner. He gets that Logitech wireless rechargeable touchpad T650, about at $80. And it is a beautiful touchpad, really. So congratulations to you, Daniel. And again, head over to computeramerica.com and get your entry in. Sign up for a weekly email newsletter. The show reminder is completely free. It's the only publication in the universe where you can find out who's going to be on the show for the entire week on Computer America. And download it. It's real simple. And you're every Friday from that list of subscriber names, we draw a winning name to win a really nice prize, just like Daniel Trout did this week's show reminder winner. So congratulations, Daniel. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So, by the way, Jonathan in the chat room just reports that he was kind of poking at me, saying, where's my Logitech mouse? I won. And I said, so I called Logitech. I said, did you send them off? They said yes. So they went out, and I just told Jonathan because he just wasn't appeared in the chat room. And I said, guess what? Your mouse is on your way. And he says, actually, it arrived this morning. So he got his mouse, and
Logitech is pretty good at getting people their prizes.
Yeah, they're very good at it. Exactly. So we're glad that he got his mouse, and hopefully he will enjoy it.
Yep, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. So yeah, only about 20 more minutes left. This is one. This is a story a bit on the a bit more on the campy side. Freya is, which I'm pretty sure is the Norse god of vegetation, growth and renewal and that kind of thing. Freya.
Okay.
Anyways, is a smart watering can for plant killers. That would be me. You can tell the Internet of Things revolution is truly beginning to take root, pun intended, when a smart connected watering can shows up on a popular crowdfunding platform. Developed by a Swedish team with solid experience within product development, the Bluetooth LE-enabled Freya monitors your plants and pings you when it's time for them to be supplied with water or fertilizer. These reminders are said to be based on a slew of criteria, including species, type of pot, temperature, in-house location, and weather. Freya's developers say the watering can has the smarts to sense when you water a plant and how much you water it, based on the motion sensor, as well as what temperature it is. The notifications are delivered straight to your smartphone using the companion app, which contains an extensive database of plants and watering guidelines. The Freya app can be used to share data with your family and friends should you want to delegate your plant care duties. That's pretty cool. Its developers think that its far-out design has a certain sculptural quality that makes its bicorned container a perfect fit for any modern home. And the author agrees. Craig, you see a picture of it, I assume?
Yeah, it looks kind of funky.
It looks kind of funky. It looks kind of like some kind of space probe.
It's got two nozzles on it.
Yep, that's why they call it a biconed.
Okay.
So, kind of weird. So 6 days into its Kickstarter campaign, Freya has received pledges of slightly more than $6,000 and has around 7 weeks to reach its $48,000 goal. As of this reading, it 6,300 out of 48,000. Still with 46 days to go. Right now, you can snag the 1.5 liter smart watering can for as low as $70. A discount that, when normally sold, will sell for $120. So that's about it. Just another Internet of Things. We've talked about crock pots, we've talked about ovens, we've talked about cars, refrigerators. This is a watering can being included in the Internet of Things.
You know, it's amazing how they're finding all these different applications for the most common devices. You know, and they keep finding these new uses or new applications to these things. You would never ever think possible, but there it is, a watering can on the internet.
And hey, why not? Someone might find it handy.
Okay, how to make your own hologram projecting glasses. Have you ever had this do-it-yourself augmented reality glasses? Those for who can't wait for the HoloLens. That's Microsoft's holograms beam through our workplaces, you know, that type of thing. But if you're tired of waiting for these headsets to hit the market, you can build your own. Sean Hall, a virtual reality programmer from Georgia, has built an augmented reality headset that can project an image from a smartphone. Total cost? $10. To make protective
$10.
Wow. To make projective glass, Hall used a piece of plexiglass, a small mirror, the type that might come from a makeup compact, and a plastic reading magnifier. The instructions include CAD files for 3D printing the headset. Hall's goal is using the headset as a means to design software for Microsoft's HoloLens. The project is in its early stages, but the next rendition will add depth perception via Leap Motion's depth sensors. So there it is. Guy did it for $10.
Seems really in the same vein as the one that Google sends you home with, like their Android VR device.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's cardboard with folded lines. You know, cut here, fold here, do this here, and yeah, same idea.
Yeah, that is kind of freaky.
Hey, you know, if it works, it works. It may be cardboard and it may not sit well on the face, but you know, for $10,
hey,
you can give up some comfort.
Yes, you can. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. We have a couple good stories here. How about this one? Netflix versus cable.
Really?
Yep. This is going to be a short story because the winner is obvious. Netflix is winning the war against cable television. Throughout 2014, Netflix continued to steal customers. Oh, by the way, this is from BGR.com. Jacob Siegel. Netflix continued to steal customers from cable providers nationwide. The latest Nielsen report shows that over 40% of homes now have access to a subscription-based video-on-demand service such as Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime Instant Video. That's up from 36% in 2013. Not bad.
Oh yeah, not bad.
So, as Huffington Post notes, this isn't the only sign that cable is slipping. In the third quarter of 2014, SNL Kagan reported that 10.5 million American homes had access to broadband but didn't subscribe to a cable provider. On the other hand, cable subscriptions are drying up and TV ratings are falling with them. More families are learning to live without cable, and as a premium channel And as premium channels begin to spin off their own a la carte service, hello HBO Now, there are even fewer reasons to sign a contract. They have a quote here, pretty much saying, hey, people are losing interest. The landscape has created new competitors against a modern-day gold rush for traditional video and audio, with the emergence of a relatively small number of digital leaders, all of whom are looking not just to compete, but to stake a claim and prosper in that space. Cord cutting hasn't swept the nation quite yet, but the tools are in place for everyone to step away from their contracts once and for all in the coming months and years. Which is true. We've been seeing it. I really want to do it. You can cut the cable so much easier now than it was 5 years ago. Thanks to Netflix, thanks to Hulu, thanks to Amazon Prime Video, thanks to all these different services, you can be entertained for countless hours without television and still see all of your favorite programming.
Yep, that's true. And it will probably cost you a lot less as well. There is obviously a radical change going on in the industry, and the internet is obviously responsible for it. I remember when Netflix came on the show many years ago, and they were just introducing their.
Yeah, they came on the show. I was actually there for that. They came on the show to introduce their new streaming service because at the time they were only the shipping DVDs in the mail.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about when they first, even before that one, they came out. We had the president and CEO of Netflix long before that show, when Netflix was just coming onto the marketplace, and they were talking about this exciting new service where you could rent a DVD as many as you want, and then keep them as long as you want and send them back. And it was a whole new concept model. And then I remember they were just talking. We didn't know that it was going to turn into the behemoth that it is today. But we had them when they were in their infancy. We had the company's creator and CEO on the show. I remember it. This was way back, about 15 years ago, something along those lines. They were just getting started.
15 years ago? No, it can't be that long.
Well, whenever Netflix just came out, that it had been only running about a year or so. And
that had to be around 2007, 2008 then.
Okay, all right. Well, that was it. Then they were on the show at that point. A lot of little companies have crossed paths with us here on Computer America, and a lot of them have gone away, and a lot of them turned to industry giants.
Yep, it happens. we love them all regardless.
My producer pointed out that Bill Gates was on the show. We had him before.
I remember that little guy. He went on to do good things. I hear quite the humanitarian.
He was at the Boston Computer Museum at the time, and we interviewed him live from the Boston Computer Museum. He was just starting to come into his own, when
we should check back with him, see what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, there it is. Now, this next story, this is kind of interesting. This is BGR has the world's first pain relief wearable is available for pre-order. Talking about wearables. One of the wearables out at CES early this year is called Quell. Now, this is a drug-free device supposed to help out relieve chronic pain. Now, at the time, details about Quell availability were not available, but the device is currently up for pre-order on Indiegogo, where it hit almost $250,000 in pledges. For $199, buyers can pre-order the Quell and 1 month's worth of supplies, saving $50 off future $250 retail price of the device. Each month, the device needs 2 electrodes, which are priced at $30 and available from the company's website. Unfortunately, the gadget will only ship to buyers in the U.S. and Canada in June, as the company is still seeking regulatory approvals for other regions. Quell is the only FDA-cleared, doctor-recommended, 100% drug-free device clinically proven to relieve chronic pain at the touch of a button, according to the company. The device apparently works by stimulating sensory nerves once placed on the upper calf, which then carries neural pulses to the brain, triggering a natural response that is supposed to block pain and improve sleep. Since it's a smart wearable gadget, Quell also comes with a handy smartphone app that lets users track sleep patterns. The project has already surpassed the $100,000 funding goal with 20 days left in the campaign. How is this any different from the the There's another one. It's a Tempac. I get. It's supposedly it blocks pain. It's little tens. Yeah, they're tens units. Thank you. Tens unit. How is this any different than a tens unit? I don't know.
Hmm.
Must be different then.
Maybe because they market it as different.
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. Anyway, continue.
Oh, you want me to do a story now?
Well, I can do another one. Actually,
No, it's cool. I got one. This is, let's say this one. Sprint will cover all costs to switch carriers.
Oh, okay.
Yep, this one from CNET, Scott Webster. A limited time DLC Sprint offering to pay for your early termination fees and handset costs. Sprint today announced a limited time promotion where it dangles an even bigger carrot in front of anyone willing to switch carriers. Starting immediately, that is now, the carrier will pay not only your early termination fees, but also the remainder on your current handset installment plan. Sprint doesn't care how much it is owed, it will eat the cost regardless. There is.
That's wow. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, there is, of course, fine print. You'll have to trade in your existing device, and it must be in good working condition. And to get the deal, you'll need to submit a copy of your bill with the termination fees and final installment balance showing. Sprint will then send you an American Express reward card within about 2 weeks' time. It's not clear how long Sprint plans to offer the new rate plan. They look for clarification, and they didn't have any new information. I'm thinking, what keeps someone from just getting the, American Express card and then not switching?
That would be illegal, immoral, unethical.
It'd definitely be immoral. Might be unethical. Don't think illegal.
No, probably not illegal. No.
Strange.
Yeah. There are a lot of these plans that the companies are trying to get people to switch over, and some of them are good. What was the other one? Was to cut your bill in half, and they'll pay you early termination fees. I mean, it's going to be bloodthirsty. They're trying to get people the best they can, and hey, the winner is the consumer. That's what counts. The consumers are the winner. They get the better plan.
Yep.
Here's one from Ars Technica that I want. Solid state drives out there. According to Ars Technica, consumer solid state drives are benchmarked to death and last far longer than rated. Wow. Now, according to them, they checked in with Tech Report's Grand SSD torture test back in June of 2014 when the first drives in the 6-drive roundup had failed. The drives to first fall victim to the unrelenting barrage of data writes were the Intel through 335, one of the two Kingston HyperX 3Ks, which tasked with a non-compressible workload to stymie its compression-happy SandForce controller, and the Samsung 840. All three failed short of 1 petabyte of writes, but it's also important to note that all of them, even the TLC-equipped Samsung 840, far exceeded their manufacturer's stated write lifetimes, which is a good thing. Okay. But now the experiment has come to its grand conclusion. All the drives have finally gone silent, their controllers unresponsive, their NAND cells heavy with extra electrons. The Tech Report's postmortem is glorious in its depth and with detail, with tons of data points and charts describing the course of the experiment and the fate of each of the drives. Okay. Tech-savvy buyers who might be worried about SSD lifetime decreasing even as SSD capacity skyrockets should have their fears assuaged by the ridiculous number of writes the tested drives endured. The drive that survived the longest survived more than 2.4 petabytes worth of sustained writes. That's probably about 240 times as much writing as a typical consumer solid-state drive would need to endure over its lifetime. And spoiler alert, what was the final drive? The one that kept slogging through its workload after all its fellows had fallen? The last drive standing was the Samsung 840 Pro. This MLC drive is targeted by Samsung at enthusiasts and even at light enterprise users usage, and comes with a 5-year warranty. It's not surprising that it lasted to the very end. What is surprising is the sheer amount of rights that it swallowed before eventually giving up. The little drive definitely went above and beyond the call of duty. To read about the entire, they actually printed it out and you can read for yourself. But basically, the Samsung 840 Pro was the winner. But all the drives, you'd be happy to know, lasted far, far longer than you would probably ever do to a solid-state drive.
That's good to know, especially in a society where we kind of accept planned obsolescence as a what do you call it? An inevitability. It's good to see that there's technology out there that even exceeds the on the label lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do we got?
Oh, let's see. We've ran through a lot of them, but how about this one? Since it is this whole month of January, February, March, this whole month of March is dedicated to science.
Yep.
And here's something that NASA has proven. NASA proves that Jupiter's biggest moon is hiding an ocean.
Really?
Yeah. So NASA has long suspected that Jupiter's biggest moon, Ganymede, has a subsurface ocean, but that's hard to prove when it's in the outer solar system. Now, a team of scientists has found the way to provide evidence that an ocean does exist underneath its ice crust using the Hubble telescope. How? Well, Ganymede is the only moon in our solar system that has its own magnetic field. That in turn is connected to Jupiter's field since the moon is so close to the planet. This connection causes aurora, like the Northern Lights, that circle the moon's northern and southern poles, which turned out to be just what the scientists needed. They used the Hubble telescope to observe how big each aurora movements are. You see, a saltwater ocean would create its own magnetic field that would counter Jupiter's, restricting the light's movement and causing them to perform an unenthusiastic dance. And that's exactly what happened on Ganymede. The team believes that beneath the moon's 95-mile thick ice crust, there's a 60-mile deep saltwater ocean that's 10 times deeper than our planet's. NASA has already had its eye set on a number of icy moons, Titan, Europa, and Enceladus. Sure, why not? But since the presence of water is essentially to its study of life beyond our planet, we wouldn't be surprised if the agency conjures up a mission to Ganymede in the future.
Huh. Okay.
This is amazing. This is because, as we know, life on our planet started thanks to saltwater oceans.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's, amino acids, spark of life, something happened, boom, life. The fact that there's a saltwater ocean, a liquid saltwater ocean in Ganymede, admittedly under 90 miles of ice, that's quite a sheet of ice. But if, this is probably the most hospitable place for life outside our planet to be, is on this moon surrounding Jupiter.
Ganymede, yeah.
Ganymede.
Exactly.
That's crazy. So we essentially just found the best place for aliens to hide.
Well, what was it? Arthur C. Clarke wrote about Europa in 2001 as being, the potential for harboring life. They think the monoliths, remember that in that story, came from Europa. But the moons of Jupiter have always been more hospitable to life, maybe as we know it. We talked about life not as we know it, but if we're looking for life as we know it, these moons would certainly offer the potential. And
it seems to be a good start. And admittedly, 95 miles doesn't seem hospitable, but hey, saltwater, that's a very strong indicator.
Yeah. There's a 60-mile deep saltwater ocean, which is 10 times deeper than our planet's oceans on Ganymede. Wow.
That's a lot of room for little aliens to prosper.
Yeah. There's so much out there going on that it's just for us to think that there's no life, and that's just in our solar system, let alone the galaxy or the universe. I mean, there's got to be life out there, and we just haven't seen it. this, if anything, just goes to show that we're not alone. There's life out there. Yeah.
Jeez, Craig, don't sound so enthusiastic about it.
Well, you know,
You're just proclaiming that life is out there.
I just hope that it's going to be friendly, you know.
It probably won't be.
Yeah. Just our luck, it won't.
But hey, that's Darwinism at its finest. Darwinism doesn't, end at Earth. Darwinism is everywhere. Yeah. The strong survive.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're about at the end of the show, and the weekend is upon us. Some good movies coming out this month. Looking forward to those.
You still haven't seen Chappie, have you?
No, I haven't seen Chappie. Maybe I can see it on Sunday. Maybe we'll get to see Chappie. Coming up on Monday, we're going to have two guests. In the first hour, we're going to have a website called Crash Override. That was the name of a character from in that movie. What was it? That early movie with Angelina Jolie in it, Hackers, Crash Override. Anyway, this is an online anti-harassment task force. It provides community outreach, making the internet safer. It is a very interesting website combating online hate. These are all the things helping victims rebuild. It's an interesting website.
90 seconds.
We're going to have them on the first hour, Crash Override. And then in the second hour, giftcards.com. They were scheduled to be with us here a couple of months ago, and they didn't make it, so we rescheduled them. They're going to talk about buying personalized gift cards online, credit cards online, e-gift cards, Visa gift cards, and how you can personalize them and just make shopping a lot of fun. And they're going to be with us
60 seconds
in the second hour of the Computer America Show. Again, that about wraps it up. Thank you all so much for being with us here tonight.
For sticking with us through the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll have those resolved on Monday. And again, congratulations to Daniel Trout, our this week's show reminder winner. He won that Logitech rechargeable wireless glass touchpad T650, valued at $80. So congratulations to you. Have a great weekend, everybody. And Ben and I will see you here Monday night, same bat time, same bat channel. So until Monday night, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you Monday night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, all.
10 seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, everybody. Again, thanks for watching us here on our live video streaming page. Ben will have his video camera back up and running, and we'll get rid of that hum and get things back on track on Monday. Have a great weekend. We'll see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.